Professional trainer and former fighter Joelle Diaz says Andy Ruiz must be careful or he could end up broke. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, I just watched an interview, link in the description, check it out. I thought it was some wise words from former fighter, professional trainer Joelle Diaz, who was wrapping up Jojo Diaz, new champion, just beat Tevin Farmer. I thought he did good in that fight, Jojo Diaz, and, you know, the tandem, the two of them, had a good game plan and stuff to beat Tevin Farmer and battle a cut and whatnot. So congrats to Jojo Diaz. Now, his trainer, Joelle Diaz, was being asked about Andy Ruiz, and he said some pretty powerful things that Andy Ruiz should not get mad at, but maybe listen to, and it prompted this particular video. So I'm not going to spend too much time. You guys could watch the interview, but basically I'm going to paraphrase. Joelle Diaz was saying Andy Ruiz, at this pace, he could end up broke and under a bridge, and, you know, a fighter who set a certain history because he became the first Mexican heavyweight champion in boxing history. And if he's not careful with his money, that could all go away. And Joelle Diaz, you know, some people feel type of way. See, I deal with energy, you know, in this world. I deal with energy, and I can't deal with the beta male energy or understand it. I deal with alpha male energy. That's what I relate to. That's what I understand. And some people, they'll hear something like this from Joelle Diaz, and the beta male energy will tell you, oh, he's hating, don't listen to what he's saying, he's just jealous and stuff like that. But it prompted me to make this video because I think he was spitting some facts, and from my perspective, I don't feel like he has any reason to hate, and it didn't sound like he was just saying this because he was jealous or envious or doesn't like Andy Ruiz. So I thought it was a pretty good message. Again, paraphrasing, he was saying Andy Ruiz, you know, it hasn't even been a year and he's already lost his belts and living the lifestyle. He says he gets an overflow and overview. He said he doesn't really follow Andy Ruiz on social media or whatnot, but, you know, people tell him, oh, he bought a fat car, he bought a house, he bought this, and it hasn't even been a year. And that's true. Like, he was just fighting the likes of Dimitrenko, and that wasn't even being talked about on the Danny Garcia, Adrian Granados PBC undercard. Then he gets this hellified opportunity to fight for the unified titles against Anthony Joshua. Then he pulls the upset. You know, a lot of people didn't think he would be a challenge. And, you know, within months, an immediate rematch, he balloons up a weight seemingly with no game plan. Then he like switches trainers, and Joelle Diaz said basically, I can't really speak on that. That's not none of my business, and I don't know why he changed trainers. I don't know the deep dark secrets or really what went on. So good luck to him and to each his own. But he said regarding the money, it hasn't even been a year, and Andy Ruiz, he's living the lifestyle. And he says basically, my father told me the more money, more problems. He didn't say that, but that's basically what he was saying, is more money, more problems. He says you become a millionaire, multimillionaire, you're in another tax bracket, so you develop and you get more friends who are in another tax bracket. And he says sometimes people try to keep up in that lifestyle. Like, you have millionaire friends. He said if they buy $1 million champagne, then you buy $1 million champagne, you know. And he says if you're not careful, before you know it, you look at the expensive cars you have, the insurance, and, you know, your house, you have all this overhead. You could be forced to sell some of this stuff, and if the paychecks slow up, or, you know, he didn't expand on this, but I'm saying this. Andy Ruiz, a fighter only has a certain shelf life as a fighter. You get what I'm saying? The shelf life as a fighter, you're only good for so long because there's always going to be someone younger, up and coming, stronger, faster. So you get to, let's say, 42, you don't really see that many heavyweight boxers still fighting. Yeah, we could say George Foreman fought late and knocked out Michael Moore, but with sports medicine and the size of today's modern heavyweight, super heavyweight basically, it's a different game. You know, it's a different game, and Foreman has like godly power, so he was able to turn fight around that he was really losing, things like that. So it's just kind of a different ball game. So you only have so many years you can even be in this sport injury free without taking too many L's and keep your stock high depending on your skill set. So you got to be smart with your investments and what you're doing, and you know, you're having more friends and more money and more problems, more money, more problems. So I thought it was a very powerful message that most boxers don't look at and they need to hear. He also referenced guys like Felix Tito Trinidad. They said at one point he had so much money he didn't even know what to do with it, and then he said he read that he had to sell his house. You know, guys are going bankrupt. He says, look at Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson had to revamp and rebuild his career. All the money he made, you know, 40 million one night, making hundreds of millions of dollars, and then you lose it based on living in that fast lane. Mike Tyson, for his example, he was doing drugs, the party life, and, you know, expensive exotic things like that white tiger, mansions, cars, everything that depreciates. So you got to be careful. And I wish Joelle Diaz, this is why I'm making this video, because I feel like the more people that hear what he's saying, if you're wise enough to listen, maybe you do certain things different. And I feel like when it comes to celebrity, some people, they look more about their image than what really counts, like their family. Like they're not thinking about, oh, let me set up a way for my kids to be taken care of. People, I guess what it is I feel like some, just not just boxers, but celebrities, they spend like they'll always be hot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an endless supply chain of money, and they can always like demand and get the types of paychecks that they're getting now, which is not always the truth. So, you know, money don't grow on trees. If you're not hot anymore, you're not desired. Hopefully you made the right choices and the right investments, or got it working on your second career. Like let's say you're an actor and then your looks fade or something, so you're not getting a lot of the roles. You know, maybe you're a producer by now. Maybe you direct films, or maybe you have your own production company, something you could branch off into. But again, a lot of people don't look at this type of stuff. They look at what's in front of them and they think it's going to be forever. Like the money's just going to keep coming necessarily, and it doesn't work like that for everybody. That's why we hear all these people made all these money, one-hit wonder musicians that had #1 singles, and then you just see VH1 years later, where are they now? So I thought it was some good stuff from Joelle Diaz. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. And for Andy Ruiz, wish him well, but he got to get some stuff in order. He really does, in my opinion as well. Just because we were hearing the rumors like, oh, he's living the fast life, he eating out, he's doing this. But me, I'm not, like I said, I don't be on the beta energy. I let a grown man do what a grown man wants to do. You know, I wasn't really worried about him eating out, taking his kids to Disneyland, buying nice whips, and buying his mom and his house for himself, you know. But obviously it affected his end game because he lost in virtually the opposite way of how he gained the titles. He took the titles by storm, but he lost the titles in such a lackluster performance. It was really half-assed. So we'll see how Andy Ruiz does. I just thought it was something interesting. Andy Ruiz does have an announcement coming soon. He says his next fight is, you know, lined up. I'm very anxious to see, coming off the Joshua performance, who they put him in there with, and I want to see how he performs. I think this is very telling. Like, this is probably not going to be a title fight or anything like that, but it's going to be a pretty monumental stage of his career, you know, because boxing, it's hard when you take 2 losses in a row. So he definitely needs to bank a W in the win column and keep moving forward, especially with whatever, because who knows if the Joshua trilogy will come about. You know, different things. Who knows where Joshua's at? You know what I'm saying? Joshua could lose to someone else before, and if he loses again, Joshua, to somebody else like Pulev, I mean, is there really that much money in a AJ versus Ruiz trilogy at that point? You know, so boxing is that type of sport. You never know. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. What do you want to see for Andy Ruiz? Do you agree with Joelle Diaz if he got to be careful, invest his money, and be smart? Drop that in the comment section. If you love what I'm doing, smash that like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.